Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Caves of Cud, where before we head out to Omonporch, I've decided I'm going to store all of our extra cybernetics in the cybernetics rack here in the Freehold. There's not really a good reason for us to be carrying all this extra stuff around now that we've kind of like figured out where in the world we're going to be doing most of our augmentations and stuff. So I got all of the extra augs that were in the warden's inventory and stuffed most of it in there. I have kept in my inventory just... oh, you can install stuff that's in the... I didn't realize the things in the rack would be available. Interesting. I kept in my inventory just the dermal plating because I figured let's throw that in. And now we are AV 11, dodge value 8. Feeling pretty tough, actually. Yeah. And we have our various things here. I am still very, very much on the lookout for a way to infinitely power our cool energy weapons, but you know, failing that, I think a lot of stuff about this run is going really well. Let's go ahead and plug in all of our solar cells. Of course, are fully capped. What's in my bracelet? What's in my bracelet should not be an empty cell, but it should be a pretty serious one. Let's do that. And then I have a combustion cell that should probably have 8 or so drams of oil in it. I have a water skin of oil. Okay. Those do seem to run for a good long time. Okay, so to Omonporch. I think there's no reason really to delay. We have a fair amount of carry weight left, and of course we got 2 big helpful associates. Like, the thing about carry weight is I'm sometimes leaving value behind in dungeons, right? But at this point, I think we effectively have infinite trade value. We could afford anything we wanted. The problem is finding things that are worth buying. So, let us just get a move on here. I don't know why I'm walking through the hilly tiles. What am I doing? I know that I should stick to the dungeons, or the jungles. Sure, let's accidentally stop into some ruins because I pressed space before I fully, just reflexively, I pressed space. Okay, so there's a slumberling over there, but it's a normal slumberling. I guess the ruins are just these tiny little buildings over here. Yeah, this doesn't seem like a very dangerous area, which probably also, unfortunately, means that it probably doesn't have any loot worth having. Although that might be a Betrayal. Nope, it's just wiring that's going very haywire. Okay. What is this that I am radaring? A glass furnace and an industrial fan. Huh. And a gun rack hidden inside the wall. Well, now that's mighty curious. I have some questions about that one for sure. Let's just go ahead and have at it. A grappling gun and... okay, well, I don't need this for sure. A grappling gun? Huh. I don't think I've ever seen one of these before. It's an interesting idea. What are you? An old millstone. So somebody created a false wall, and within it they hid their old grappling gun. What a strange place Cud very, very often is. Yeah, let's whip up a meal real quick. Just do that. Hold on. Did I remember correctly? Yeah, you have itchy skin. Can I get you to come over here? Let's check this chest. Okay, nothing interesting in the chest. We'll just pull these apart while we wait. All right. Am I able to... Nope, I guess that's not an illness. Yeah, I can't do stuff directly to you either. So at some point, Esther's going to get fungused. And I don't know what to do about that. I thought for sure I'd be able to solve it at the, at a fire with, you know, the, no thank you on that. With the Nostrum skill, but I guess not. Ruins I'll swing it on. Let's see what we got here. Ekazona. Okay, chameleon's not exactly the most terrifying. Like I was saying. Another one of these weird gates. We've seen these in a couple of places. They're usually not connected to a fully operational power system, so it's hard to know what they're for. Is that just turbines just spinning away inside of a... How is any wind getting to them? Wow, that is a lot of Naphtali up there. Holy crow. What are you? A Cyclopean gibbon. Okay, monkeys generally are pretty cool with me. Hey, that's a legendary albino ape. Kakaya Kama Oyuma the Suave. It's got some icy vapor. How suave are we talking here? Alright, pretty suave, pretty suave. Hold on. What were your reputations? Disliked by Gyre Whites, admired by Terchepa, loved by apes. Yeah, I'll water ritual with that. We're just making friends. You swell with inspiration to name your laser rifle. You know, we've been through enough with it. I'm going to name it based on its qualities. The Foreign Cannon of Ekazona. I mean, it is a red laser weapon, right? So I feel like it should definitely be red something with a lot of red on it. I don't hate hypervelocity. Hypervelocity looks pretty cool. I think we're going to go hypervelocity. Okay, we are not well loved by apes. But here's the location of a legendary giant beetle's lair. And also, I learned about a clan of apes performing a secret ritual one time. I thought that might be of interest to you. Apes love hearing about apes. If there's one thing I know. Free copper nugget. Don't think we ought to loot the rest of that. Mylid recoiler. Do I know where that is? I'm not sure that I do. Don't really want this flashbang grenade either. Oh, but I sure did pick it up instead of disassembling it. All right, have we ever been to a place called Mylid? I guess, like, do we have... what would it... I guess this is a pretty good way to look at all the names we've ever seen. So it's not one of our historic sites. We got a long, long list of weeps. It's not going to be the name of a ruin. It's going to be a village, right? But it's looking like no. What else is on here? Gossip and lore, Sultan histories, village histories. Yeah, so this is just a thing that teleports us to a place that I've never heard of before. Well, let's make it to Omonporch, and then we'll consider using that. And so, after all of this time, eventually, here we are. What is that? An Adi. Spindle glitter rained from heaven and sowed the holoptic valley of the Adi's eye. It sprouted gluttonous molecules that sucked the hue from the bug's head, chest, and wings. It unrendered the eddy and left it to flit from leaf to leaf, half-blind and dirgeful. Features an achromous bite. Yeah, I guess so. Also, some wings, whatever. We have here shrines to the great sultans, Educt, Spice Dancer, who plundered all of Dapur. Polyreduct II, the glazed child of antelopes, appointed minister of Library District Nagatum. Cuxarad, the copper-plated lamb of birds, boy don't we know it, who mandated association with birds in Cuxarad's name. Dariraram, partner to Vi. Yep, Frigid Dariraram friend, we know all about that. Ooh, I think this might be new. While traveling through Sheetum, Polyredux stopped at a tavern in Napper where she lost her prized Briny the Woe of Robots. Yeah, I was going to say, that sounds like new information. I don't recognize that one. And then, of course, Reshef. While traveling alone through the Rustwells, Reshef came across a trove of gleaming stars in a bottle. From that day forth, he always kept some stardust on his person. In addition, lots of other statuary around here, just statues of eaters. Okay, well that eddy is not actually moving on us, so I guess we'll just go past it. And here, indeed, we have traveled to Omonporch. I am not, hated here, right? Okay, no, we seem pretty okay. So there's Asphodel, the Earl, loved by the consortium of Phyta and also flowers the world over, but hated by the Mopango for selling a map of their vaults to adventurers. Hey, that's me. I'm adventurers. This way to Ezra. Well, I mean, I'm here to talk to you, if it's all good. Welcome to Omonporch, traveler. Enjoy your visit to my earldom. Feast your eyes upon my tall and glorious spindle. Take in the scent of roasted musa. Are you truly the Earl of Omonporch? Indubitably, for I've proclaimed it so. There was no Earl to tell me otherwise. That's a neat little, self-reinforcing gambit there. Well, Earl Asphodel, the Barathramites request your permission to lease control of the spindle. Their inquiries into the past have led them here. Lease control of my spindle, you say? Well, that's a colossal request. There's no simple price I can assign to such a thing. Were I to grant such a request, you would owe me a great debt. You and several of your allies. So you say, how can I appease you? I will convene a council, the first council of Omonporch. Send word to 4 of your allied factions. Have them send delegates. Together, perhaps, you can appease me. Oh. Okay, so we could just push it if we were loved by the consortium of Phyta, but that's definitely not the case. 4 of your allied factions. Hold on a second. Live and drink, please. So we could do a water ritual with you. What is my consortium of Phyta reputation? It's probably not horrible. It is -10. Getting to loved would be a long road, for sure. Am I allowed to change the... Yes, sort options. Sort by highest, please. Okay, so... What does ally mean? Because if favor you is good enough, then I certainly have some stuff here. If revere you and consider you one of your own is the threshold that is required, then obviously we're not quite on top of it. Let me not convene any councils just yet. I would like to, of course, see what you have for trade. Nothing. All right. So we would lose rep with the Children of Mammon and the Mopango and the villagers of Karvapa. Okay. Tell you what. Warden freaks me out every time they do that. You hang out here for a bit. I'm just going to look around your ornate little region. I guess I should probably put that pickaxe away for the moment. I'm going to hurt somebody or something irreplaceable. Okay. So I remember this area a little bit from last time. We have here the Life Gate. Patinae have transformed the cyclopean bronze doors into great shelves of sea foam and coral. The theater of life is depicted on the panels in high relief. Palm leaves lift pyramids into the star-ribboned sky, and water pours over the lip of an oinoko. Sorry, what is that word? I probably looked this up the first time I saw it too, but it's not something that has come into my general usage. A wine jug from the classical period of Greek pottery. It's a particular kind of jug. Lovers yoke across the frieze, and goats chew copper cud on the cornices. So that's pretty sick. There's a gate up here that, of course, is sealed for eternity, obviously. And if we run across this way, we can find also the Death Gate. Lyrical death is depicted on the panels in high relief. Chained cables lift inverted pyramids through a calcified village, gaseous fire, and vaults of brine. Skeleton harpists traipse across the frieze, and goats chew copper bones on the cornices. And as I remember it, Ezra is a little village. So let's go check that out too. I don't want to get on with this council business just yet. I'm not feeling confident. So here in Ezra, hopefully we can buy some cool stuff. We got some banana ranchers. Notice, average relative to us. So, you know, as much as it says they're just ranchers, actually very powerful creatures. Because, like, not to go breaking my arm, patting myself on the back or anything, but I think at this point we are pretty fierce. I mean, there's nobody in here. I'm just going to help myself to this Friend Moon King book. It's a vessel for sheaf and other causes. I do own this. I do own this. Ask anyone. They will tell you. I'm holding it because it's mine. See, nobody's the wiser. Are we a warden? We are indeed. Warden 1FF, reprogrammed conservator. Stuck to their rind of mirrored chrome sequins are two separate ecologies. The crispy dead growths of the inner tomb and the verdurous molt of grove life. As the years spin by and the Colossus adjusts to the sun-drenched outer world, the latter consumes the former. Hated by highly entropic beings for reprogramming their favorite robot. Wielding something called an engraved light lock? I have no idea what a light lock is. Out of an oculus pours a scanning cone of mosaic light. It's unclear if they regard you as an interloper, but they take no aggressive action. Okay, so since you are a robot, you water ritual with oil, and I see no reason not to. Yeah. Fellowship of Wardens, also the Villagers of Ezra. These both seem like reputations I care about. Live and drink, Oil Sib. I would love to tell you about the location of a goatfolk haunt and the location of a goatfolk village. There we go. The Wardens are easy to stay on the good side of. Live and drink there, friend. Let's trade. You have nothing. Okay, live and remain ever rustless. Drink, just not like water, you know? Hi there, you seem large. Zoam the Penitent. A man in the threadbare clothes of a tattered knight stands as if hewn from the trunk of a tree. Gnarled hands grip with more force than is needed for the task of standing at an unasked vigil. Equipped with a leather cloak and la jeunesse, which I assume is the name of the Buster Sword. Live and drink, wayfarer. Cause no strife here, and we will have no quarrel. Hey, you speak like a warden. Well, I am no warden. My only fellowship is with my own shame. Okay, very dramatic. My name is Crobel Nombus Starfed Poster. That's right, that whole thing. What's yours? I am no one of any importance, but my name is Zoam, and some call me the Penitent. Cool. What are you doing? I watch over the grave of Rebecca to atone for my deeds and to find my credo. Your deeds? I was once a vile grave robber, the lowest of the low. Years ago I sought to plunder the tomb of the Eaters, and set off to do so with a pair of Confederates. I watched both of them die, slain by ancient artifice and entombed with the ancient dead. I would have shared their fate, but for a coterie of Mopango nesting in the catacombs. They kept me safe and fed me while I treated my wounds. It is in their honor that I seek a credo now. A credo? Yes, it is a rite of passage for the Mopango people, a statement that inspires contemplation, discussion, and thought. An ideal credo has no single explanation or interpretation, and is meant to inspire contemplation in those who hear it. For this reason, it is considered rude among Mopango to ask the meaning of a credo, and someday I will find mine. Okay, sorry, who are the Mopango? Well, Mopango are plated digging creatures whose armor scales glow a pale white. They are contemplative, sociable, and mostly peaceful. They commune with ancient objects, which is why a coterie of their kind lives in the tomb of the Eaters. They are patient even with rough-hewn wanderers such as we, but it's still not best to ask one to explain their credo. Yeah, I would love to meet these Mopango. They sound rad. Well, if you do find yourself in the tomb, the Mopango settlement is nestled in the wall of the northwest catacombs. The entrance is guarded by a chain turret named Vivira, brightly painted to distinguish them from Arab brethren. Resist your reflexive urge to fight or flee, as Vivira is friendly and open to parley. If you meet, tell him I sent you. Speak to a turret. Alright, I suppose I will. Live and drink. Well, that's interesting. Up here we have Omonporch Gadget Repair. Hey there. Ilaj. Admired by the partner Tuvai sect for worshipping the same deities, hated by the desiccated ghost society. Okay. Spools of hair are bunched under the frustum of her habit. Her round cheeks are smeared with the polyurethane and spindle dust, and her face is pulled low by the violence of her square jaw. Long, muscular forearms are tensed by the repeated pinching motion of tool manipulation. Her eyes are ultra-keen and shine bright cyan, and her vision smoothly segs between her work and her surroundings. She's got an engraved, painted, sturdy, powered exoskeleton. That probably really makes an impression. I'm down for a water ritual with Ilaj. Okay, the Desiccated Ghost Society, not a big fan of me before. Reputation with the partner Tuvai sect increased to still very angry. Okay, you can learn repair or stasis grenades. Interesting, although I don't have any information that they're interested in. So we're getting into the part of the game that I don't remember very well anymore. So when I stop and ask people who they are and stuff, this is definitely not just for the benefit of the viewers. I am a daughter of exile, but you should call me Ilaj. A daughter of exile. Tinker nuns. The world sees fit to call us that, my sisters and me. Do you know the story of Rebecca the Exile? She was a teacher to Reshef, but he excommunicated her from the Sultanate and banished her from the realm. To know her, I've chosen a life of unbelonging, and among my sisters I have the honor of permanent residence by her gravesite. I'll tell you this, traveler, the shape of a society is visible only from the outside, and there is peace beyond a boundary. That's actually very interesting. The shape of a society is only visible from the outside. Tell me about this ancient village. Ezra sits in the shadow of history, where small things grow. It's the moss beneath the statue, quite literally. For centuries, monarchs concerned themselves with felling trees, and now, of the Covenant, only Ezra remains. It's home to Rebecca's gravesite, so for the daughters it is a sacred place. You may notice more of us on pilgrimage. Who's the guy with the big sword near the graveyard? Zoam. I don't see utility in unkindness, but he's a fool. Were it that proximity to meekness made one meek. I have no use for a man who seeks salvation in the body of a dead woman. And what do you think of the plant you share this building with? I don't. It's weird that I even had that question. I guess like I can perceive it through the wall with the radar. I was gonna say we haven't even like seen the plant yet, but I guess I don't have to. So before we do any live and drink stuff, let's okay. Well, that's a credit wedge, so we're taking that obviously. Refractive. This item has a chance to... Okay, so you can just put the refracting ability on anything. That's kind of cool. See, the one downside of storing all of our spare cybernetics in the rack is I don't remember exactly what we have. Did we keep that phase harmonic modulator? I think we did. Did we keep the gun rack? Well, whatever. It's not very expensive to pick up. We'll just grab one. And also, a recoiler, please. I would like these things. And in return, I will sell you a vest. And also, I should get something else from you. Yeah, this will put me 4 pounds below my weight limit. Do I have containers for the water? Because like a lot of my containers have stuff in them, right? Yeah, I don't have a lot of like empty water skins. So I probably shouldn't do a deal. Well, we'd only be wasting about 60 drams here, I guess. You know what? I may as well just get the item mod airfoil. It costs us literally nothing, given that we're almost certainly going to waste all the water anyway. Okay. Thank you for all of that. Let's just go ahead and learn those mods. Okay, the airfoil modifier lets you make things more aerodynamic, like you put it on a grenade and the grenade flies further. In case anybody didn't remember, this over here is Sixshrew. Sharp leaves burst forth from a decorative pot like a geyser of verdure. They flit as with irritation and offense at every stimulus, an assumption that might seem like an overread if it weren't for the strong telepathic halo of frustration radiating from their leafy form. Oh joy, another meat being. Please tell me you're here to buy something. Well, I'm Crobel Nombus, the star-fed poster. Who are you? I'm Sixshrew, a merchant from the consortium of Phyta, disinclined to waste their time on talkative strangers. I sell things, and you can buy them. I would in fact strongly encourage you to buy them or be on your way. Hey, why are you called Sixshrew? I'm absolutely being an asshole on purpose. Why are you called Sixshrew? Why are you called Pest? Well, I'm not. I don't know if you heard the whole thing that I just said. You are now. Are you going to buy something? Pest? Hey, look, is something the matter? You seem upset. Oh, I'm fine. I simply adore being assigned this stinking backwater Musa Grove after decades of service, unceremoniously dumped in an office next to a fleshy tinker who works day and night making all manner of racket through the thinnest, most conductive walls ever crafted. What is it humans say? Living the dream? Yes, I am living the dream. Well, lucky you. You're being a bit rude. You're being a bit annoying, so I suppose both of us have our burdens to bear. Perhaps we should do some trading and move on with our lives, So it would be very funny to bail here without even looking at their inventory, but we probably should. It is probably for the best for us to have a quick look. You know what? Honestly, it is probably worth it to just buy a couple more water skins, because I, filled all my existing water skins with garbage. And then that's probably it, really. Yeah. Okay. Live and drink. Horrible plant. So not everyone here is super friendly, obviously. Is that it? Is that all there is to Ezra? I guess so. All right, well, it's not a big deal. We got ourselves a recoiler, which is important. And yeah, out here it's just stuff. Okay. Well, I'll tell you, I kind of want to figure out where that recoiler that we picked up goes. So really quickly here, meleeed. Let's just jam a solar cell in there and fire the thing. Yep, we've never been to meleeed before. Where are we? I actually have no idea. I cannot see my character at all. Oh, okay. We are right here. So it's just a random ruin, I guess? Nope, that's not. Well, actually, hold on. Did it not target that? Yeah, because that thing's not actually hostile. Okay. Just realized there's a treasure chest over here. Absolutely not interested in carrying around a chain gun at this point in my career. Okay, I don't really want to be hanging out with goat folk. Let's, not this, sorry. Pull the cell out of that, put the cell back into this. Wait, did the meleeed recoiler actually use... Yeah, okay, a high-capacity solar cell will not even run 2 charges off a recoiler. Interesting. Or 2 fires of a recoiler. Okay, well, now I know. I guess that's fine. I guess that's a fine thing to leave plugged in there. Okay, so that, I guess, is the value that we're getting out of Ezra. Now we know about that friendly turret, at least. So I guess let's see if we can call a is the crab following us? Okay. I was starting to wonder if the crab was overburdened, maybe. Let's see if we can call a council. If the factions we have are, in fact, in love with us enough. How can I appease you? Convene the council, then. I am willing. Come back in 3 days. What? I mean, okay. What am I going to do for 3 days? So we can just sit here. I guess. You know what I'm going to do? It is the 13th. Let me walk a bit. How far can we get in 3 days? Okay, I guess it's the 16th. I guess this is the time to go back. I was going to see if we could get to our home village. So can you do 1 shot of a solar cell? Yes. An unimproved solar cell can run the recoiler 1 time. We do not get a notification that anybody's inventory is refreshed. But let's go see real quick here. Nope, that's the same inventory. Okay. Yeah, because our home village does have a tinker in it, and I realized I haven't been checking in with the home village tinker, but it probably would be useful to do so. Because the data disks, right? Okay, delegates from your allied factions are on their way. Well, I waited 3 days. Let's wait another 100 turns. Seems like it's still kinda, yeah. I wish there was an option on here for wait until they get here. Will we know? Will something different happen? Will they physically show up? Because the thing is, I think they should be here already. Maybe I shortchanged myself a day. It was the 13th, wasn't it? Well, I guess let's rest until morning. And then some. Until morning. Okay, it didn't actually do it the first time. Alright, well now it's like kind of daytime. And delegates are still on their way. I feel like I was misled. Maybe I need to leave and come back. Yeah, there we go. Now there's delegates. They could not appear while I was still around. So we got winged mammals, the Fellowship of Wardens, a diplomacy droid, a slender figure apparelled in wispy chrome, beaten by hammer and vice to appear as bunched fabric and approximate the body politic. Their faceplate is stamped with a neutral visage. Here we have a Barathromite Arcanaut and delegate for the Barathromites standing on top of what looks like probably a Mechanimist. Are we ready to begin negotiations? Maybe? Can we talk to the delegates? The delegates do not broadly have things to say to us. Okay, I think the answer then is yes. The first council of Omonporch has begun. Choose how to appease Asphodel. We can share the burden across all allies and lose a little bit of rep with each. Share the burden between two. Spare one faction of all obligation by betraying a second faction and selling their secrets to Asphodel, which will give us a bonus reputation and a faction heirloom. Minus 800 with the betrayed faction is an awful lot. If we were to betray the wardens... I wonder if I could get to the place, if I could get to a place where 800, minus 800 to the wardens was still acceptable. Like if we could get them over, probably over 600, but over 800 even. Like there are a lot of wardens. Have we water ritualed with all of them? All the ones we know? I'm not sure we have. I'm going to take my time to weigh the options. By that I mean I'm going to go home to my home village. We're going to go to Kyakukia too. Nope, not interested in roasted boar. Oh, I hit no on ruins there. I probably should have. That should probably have been a yes. Okay. Where is your warden? I don't remember. I think I did... I think I did a positive thing. Hey, you're a member of the Consortium of Fighter, right? What do you know about the Earl of Omonporch? Asphodel the socialite? Asphodel the scoundrel? You can hate him, and I do. But you have to admire him. I don't, though. The truth of it is that Playsago had the idea first, to lay claim to the spindle, per some ancient precedent of law established in Abram's time. Of course, Playsago isn't around to make their case, are they? Okay, so how could I convince Asphodel to lease the spindle to Barathrum? Asphodel trades on reputation and favors. He is likely to want to leverage your connections, so be in good social standing with a few factions for them to even consider it. Now, alternatively, if you're loved by the consortium, they'll feel the pressure to acquiesce, as he has enough enemies among fighter. Of course, where all else fails, you can always sharpen your shears if you get my meaning. That's a murder. Girl winks with one of their leaves, which I guess is the way you would do that. Okay, do you have anything fun to trade? Morphogenetic. When powered and used to perform a successful damaging hit, this weapon attempts to daze all other creatures of the same species as your target on the local map. That's fascinating. Probably not super relevant, but I do kind of want to pick it up anyway. It is a Tinkering 3 joint, so it's not going to be something we can actually make use of just yet, but yeah, I would like it. And I'm going to go ahead and just take that for water. Reduce our carry weight a bit. Live and drink, Ural. Now, where the hell is your... Here's your mayor. Here we go. Warden Indrix. Did we do water ritual? No, we did not. Okay, I am favored by pariahs. Goat folk, not so much. Also worms. I have secrets to share. I know about a Snapjaw fort. I also know about a star apple farm. Isn't that fascinating? Live and drink water, brother. Do you have anything cool? Not really. Okay. Now back to my hometown. Oh. Lost my bearings. Walking through some trees. I'm going to be honest with you. Every single time they do that teleport, it panics me a little bit. It takes me a second to remember. Okay. Need to find a spot where we can transition onto some new screens. There we go. Oh my god, it's just a bear. Fungal spores. Gross. Okay, now can we leave? Unfortunately, my village is all the fucking way back here. Alright. Immediately regaining bearings. Sure. Let's check out some ruins in the desert. The Narok Flower. There's books. There's probably some books that are worth having. There's also just a lot of bug-type creatures. I guess I don't know that there are books. I know that there are bookcases. I guess there's no reason for us ever not to take a bandage, right? 6 drams of convalescence. Should I be carrying convalescence around? Probably. I did not mean to take the glass bottle. I especially didn't want to take the glass bottle after it was empty. That is not a very good way to carry stuff. Ah, there was a Gershling in the trash. What the hell? So there's a turret over there. Yeah, I do want to get to these bookshelves. It does seem like, unfortunately, our pals get lost super easily. Are you still fighting stuff over here? Alright, there's a set of campfire remains to the northwest. Are you sure about that? I don't know that I agree. Alright, well, it's annoying, but I think we're going to be not getting into those right away. So this is completely sealed off. Oh, I guess the trick is there is actually an entrance inside where I was. It's just you have to hack through some plant life that looks like a wall. Blood-stained layer of resin extruded by Shugruith spawn. What a nightmare. Are you an enemy? No? Why am I not auto-rifling? Yeah, it's weird. I don't see any enemies anywhere. Well, I guess the turret. The turret is enemies, and it is right there, in fact. Alright. Couple of new books. For you to buy something, pest? Just so. Yeah, because I would love it if we could make the big betrayal deal and not actually end up with the faction that we betray fully hating us forever. Wow, it sucks to move around here. This is such an awkward labyrinth. What's on this table? You know what? For the moment, I still don't think we're too good to take copper nuggets, although I guess there is a point at which it is no longer cost effective. Alright, the location of some forgotten ruins. You know, the kind that don't even get a name. Silver nuggets, a little bit more of a joyful find. Alright, mostly though, this kind of just seems like a waste. Yeah, there's trash. There's like a bookshelf or two. Whatever, I think we're good. Oh, right, I need to eat. Okay. So, where is the warden of my village? Warden Bashi. We did water ritual with you already. I mean, 654 is probably good enough, right? And people that you're at negative 150 with are not in, like, super hostile mode. Do we know any other wardens? I'm pretty sure we did the water ritual with the warden at the stilt. While we're here, we may as well visit the village tinker, like I was saying, because data discs. Overloaded, refractive, and sturdy. Overloaded. This item has increased performance but consumes extra charge, generates heat when used, and has a chance to break relative to its charge draw. Maybe not so compelling, that one. Cannot break or crack? I mean, that's pretty cool. Also, being able to just make our own chem cells seems useful. And I will trade you for these things. A fancy recoiler, probably not. A floating glow sphere. All right, pleasure doing business with you, friend. Just collecting recipes. Oh, right. Sorry. I don't know that one because I can't learn that one. We'll get there. All right. May as well visit the Dromad while we're here as well. Not that I expect to see anything interesting. Okay. I guess let's just double check. You know what? You know what we didn't do? I haven't actually been inside Bela. So Warden Nilahind is for sure not water ritualed. Oh my god, come on now. Some forgotten ruins. Wow, those are some forgotten ruins. Gosh, those sure are some forgotten ruins. Extremely frustrating. But I can render sensible the things I like. You don't get dry roasted by the early dew, the mimic, the all of that draconian precinct of state, but the attentive eye that renders the diseased incapable of deciphering the workings of even the most exquisite shades of this shiny black device's shape is more akin to life and the walls of monocracy, so we could pick berries in the arithmetic record that the laws of optics are applicable to both. Some kind of textbook, I think. A striking feature in this case. I backed, and I wonder why. The juice is inside. Bones. That's the juice. Okay. Elaborate form of Eustace Sutta. Unfinished schematics are obviously not celebrated. Crab eggs? Bizarre scuttling noise. Oh, wait. I don't want the fondren raw. Most of a sweat-stained kufia thrash in the air currents and speckle the ground at high speed until they encounter a living tissue that resembles human lips. Maffeo, Spirofusile, the Chromelings, Lost, Crab eggs? Bizarre scuttling noise. You're not supposed to say the stage directions out loud. These books are so weird. The procedurally generated text with this sort of like Markov chain thing they're doing here is always weird in a way that's kind of fun, but it having the base text corpus of Caves of Cud to draw from, I think, really adds something magical to the results. All right, so we'll check with the warden here. Obviously, we will also turn in the books, and I think I learned a new thing about Reshef. I didn't. Never mind. I'm a huge liar. Here, I found these. They were laying on the ground. 3,700 XP. I'll take it. And then, as ever, you know what we do. Just to be sure. I didn't actually talk to the warden. Oh, sorry. Warden's Esther. The warden is the one who's following me. That's the warden. Okay. You also have a gun rack and a communications interlock. You rebuke robots as if you were 5 levels higher. That's not really very exciting. All right. Thanks for your time there, friend. So we didn't actually go into Bela at all. And I'm not inclined to try to solve the mystery of Bela right now. Or probably at all on this character. But we should at least talk to their warden. Oh, we just stumbled into a becoming nook. That's weird. What are the odds? Shrine to Cookserad. We know things about Cookserad. Apparently I didn't know that. I didn't even read what it was. Okay, night vision and some carbide hand bones. Let's install some cyber... Oh, no, sorry, not install. Let's upgrade my license. Yay, 1 point. Thanks. I do feel like I'm becoming. Any chance that there's going to be a credit wedge laying around here? This would be a really sensible place for one to be. Alright, free tinkery bits. I don't even care about that chair enough to take it apart. What? No, just shoot where I say to shoot. Why are you having such a hard time with this? And banisters are ordered in the guts. Everything's got to be a production. It's cool to just stumble on a random becoming nook in the middle of nowhere, though. Alright, so... we will find your warden. We will quickly... Warden Nilahind cannot be water ritualed yet. I think if you solve the thing, you probably can. Am I good? I think we're probably good. Let's just go ahead and betray the wardens. I think it'll be fine. Because we'll be negative 100 something. The first time we find somebody to water ritual with, it'll be fine. Actually, you know what? Let me talk to... Can I still water ritual with you? Yes, but I've gotten all the rep from you I can. Okay. I'm trying to think if there are any other villages we know of where there is someone. There's no warden in Bethesda Souza. Did we water ritual in the freehold? I think we did. We go check. Oh my god. The getting lost. I'm tired of it. I am already sick of it. I'm just going to use the recoiler out of laziness. I sure do recognize the area and stop being lost. Hey, you. Okay. We had not done it since gaining that that skill. So, all right, that helps a little bit. While we're here... do you have anything fun? Phase harmonic, sharp, and willowy. Willowy's pretty good, actually. Doesn't willowy make things like... yeah, very, very light? Okay, phase harmonic, I assume... yeah, let's it affect any kind of... any things in any phase, and then... +1 penetration. I mean, that's not bad either. And they're all quite cheap. Do I even want to trade anything off, or do I just want to buy... we could probably just buy these. I have this bloodstained ogre ape heart, and I'm not even sure why. Why am I carrying this? There are so many things in my life where I'm just like, why do I have that? We know we're never going to use carbide hand bones. So I feel comfortable just selling those. Okay. And while we're here, we can also drop off our extra stuff in our cabinet. And then back to Ezra we go. Now, the ability to make things willowy in particular, I think, is really interesting. This is not the right menu. Okay, modifications. Willowy. So if I were to say, make my... oh, it looks like I can't affect my armor, maybe? Yeah, I guess that kind of makes sense. You probably can't generally do it to things that are, like artifacts. If you made a sphere of negative weight willowy, given how they behave when the power goes out on them, I bet it would cause it to become heavier, right? Like it would have less negative weight. Where less is a, you know, it would have a lower magnitude of negative weight. Interesting. Well, if we can't do it to my armor, that does drag down the value of it a little bit. But whatever. It's not like it's not like it's a bad recipe or you know, harmful to know in any way, and it certainly wasn't very expensive. All right, let's just go ahead and stash. Open. How do I F2 store an item? Just jam this stuff in there. We'll be back for it eventually. Some of it, maybe. We'll see. All right, back to Ezra, and I guess let's just do the thing. We'll betray the wardens and gain with... I don't even know. Maybe the mechanimists? The Barathromites probably have something pretty cool, but the thing is, with the Barathromites, I would not be surprised at all if the bonus prize was a gun, and we already have or have seen a lot of the kinds of energy weapons that exist. So I wonder if, in fact, we might be better off going mechanimist and just getting some kind of weird artifact, right? I would think it was much more likely that they would give us something that's just strange. All right, let's do it. We're gonna betray the Fellowship of Wardens. They can take the hit. Plus 200 reputation and a faction heirloom. What do you think winged mammals would give? I almost want to do this just because I'm so unsure. Like with the Barathromites and the mechanimists, you know, it's gonna be high tech. It's gonna be some sick high tech loot. With winged mammals, it could be anything. Part of me really wants to go look it up. Also, I am noticing all of the restocked their inventory notices. We should probably check in with Ilaj at the very least. Yeah, let's do the mechanimists. The pact is struck. The Barathromites may lease control of the spindle. The delegate for the mechanimist says, "Live and drink, friend. We won't forget this." And they give me the analog Gaw of Octahedron Tree Tumu. The delegate for the wardens makes it... Yeah, they're indifferent. That's fine. That could be a lot worse. Okay, what in the hell did they give me? It's a shield. Well, you know, I use a shield. It's a shield that has an energy cell in it. This broad and tall aegis is a halved kite of sunbeam and starless dusk, and painted across her sword-nicked plane is the holy rhombus of the temple. This item is a named fullerite aegis with suspensors. When powered, this item is weightless. Oh. That's cool. 5 minus 4. I do think that's better stats. It's not. It's not at all, no. Okay. Well, I guess we'll sell it. Let me pull that power cell out there. Yeah, I guess we'll sell it. Okay. It was worth checking. It was worth trying. So, now that the spindle has been leased, are we simply to go back to Gritgate? Is that the next step of this? Yep, go back and report my success. Okay, I shall do that, but first. First, let's check in with the merchants here and see if somebody has anything that I would like. We're just waiting for merchants to roll cool results on their dice at this point. Lead acid cells. You have so many herbaries. All right, Ilaj, what's up? Yeah, nothing super cool. We got the reprogrammable recoiler already, rocket skates, stasis grenades. All right, it was worth checking it out. So back to Gritgate with us then, which we also have a recoiler for. This is probably a good use for some of our, well, our lesser solar cells. I guess it's fine to use the chem cells on it as well. Just because, you know, obviously I care a lot less about the, about what's left in those cells, and they just refill over time. It's very convenient. Spring turret grenade Mark III. Chiral rings. Displacer. Yeah, that's interesting. Chiral rings. Giant flattened rings of hypercooled crysteel correlate their wearer to an astronomical body and serve as celestial equator, declination, and meridian. Their edges are filed on a nanon lathe and slice through orbiting debris. What? I really don't know what to make of that. Spring turret grenade Mark III. We had a Betrayal quest, but I think it was for... Gosh, where do those get stored? Is it here? Betrayals that we have found? Yeah. Yes, 6 spring turret grenades Mark II. Well, no blazing cannon for us. Okay. That said, do I want to buy this chiral rings thing just because I don't know what it is? We wouldn't be able to build it yet, but maybe at some point it will be very interesting. Thick metal jacket encases the explosive and is clamped to quick release lever. The lever is buoyed by a multi-directional spring-loaded mechanism. I don't have any idea. I guess I kind of want to buy that too. Hey, what's that shield I got worth? Because I definitely want to divest myself of that shield. Okay, it's not actually even that valuable. What a crummy reward for the thing we did. And then another like 300, well, another like 440, huh? This floating glow sphere. I mean, I probably don't need to hold on to a grappling gun, but what if it lets us do something really cool? I love having a utility belt of items. I'm sure you have noticed this. Well, we could sell off like an energy cell. This Elder Tartbeard gland still hasn't... I did try preserving our ingredients, and it didn't chop up, but it is marked as food. So I don't necessarily know what to make of that. Well, let's probably sell some energy cells. We have way too many. And I know I've been breaking these down, but also, what if I just got rid of them this way? I wish I had a better sense of like which ones have a lot of juice in them. Oh, should I have a ton of spark tick plasma? And we probably will never use very much of it. That'll cover a bunch of the distance, actually. I might, yeah, just sell this thing to... Alright, I think that's good. Alright. Spare fusile. You are a bear of few words. Also, spring turret grenade Mark III. Freezing and serrated, not quite what we're looking for. And finally, Maffeo. Caught them all as they were walking down a hallway. It's got a sniper rifle. That's pretty sick. But aside from that, yeah, kind of nothing. Alright, well... I think, you know what, let's go ahead and just call it there for right now. That's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. We have resolved our business in Omonporch, and when you come back next time, we will be on to the next step. I'm pretty sure we end up going inside the like they end up sending us inside the tower to make sure it's safe in there or something. Like, we definitely go inside at some point during this quest, and I think it's soon. So come back next time for potentially that horrifying nonsense, and we'll see you then.